Greetings everyone. Hey, thank you for joining me. Aquarius, this is your reading for June. Thank you all to the new subscribers who have joined the channel as well. I love doing these monthly readings and I'm sure that you all get a lot out of them. We will be using these 4 different decks of cards that you see in front of you, and they will just be drawn randomly in no set order, just as I feel the messages or the impulse is directed for me. Now, you guys have been drawn 5th for this month's readings, and the way I am doing that is I purely take it off the number of views that the last month's readings had between the 12 of you, and whoever had the most was the first, and so on down. So you guys are 5th in line for your reading, and we're about to start it now. I have done the shuffling, but I will do a little bit more for you because that way it just speeds the process up a little bit. So this is for Aquarius for June. Also, June is meant to be a little bit more of a settled month astrologically. I don't know if it is going to be people-wise on the planet, because things are certainly odd at the moment, we could say, with wars and fractions and tensions and all sorts of things. But astrologically, it is meant to be a little bit calmer. There is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere on June the 21st, and likewise for the southern hemisphere it's June the 21st for our winter solstice down here. On the same day Saturn goes retrograde. This can bring up things from the past to do with your private self, or thinking about situations around yourself in particular. Also, the day of the 6th of June, which is a 6/6 numerology power number, will be a day for nurturing oneself, thinking about what's best for you, taking care of yourself, special attention for your home and your just your own inner being. So for Aquarius, let's see what is in store for June 2019 for you guys. Last shuffle. These cards are a chakra insight oracle deck, so I probably wouldn't pull from too many of those because they are very powerful and intense. They can give great healing for the physical, spiritual and emotional, but they could be a reading all on their own anyhow. So just maybe 1 or 2 from this deck. And in saying that, then where am I going to start? I'm going to come over here. Well, okay. So we're straight into the chakras after just having talked about them. So this is the 2nd chakra, and you've been given Archangel Ariel to also help during the month of June. So Ariel is dealing here with that area of the body, which is sort of in the lower lumbar area. So through the stomach, bowel, intestines, the sex organs, especially of the female, so the womb, the uterus, the ovaries, also through the back and the top of the hips. These areas could potentially be a little bit blocked. And they are also the area of the body that our creative resources come from. So it's where we find passion and creativity. So if any of you are finding a bit of a stumbling block in your creative zone or in your passionate zone of life, you can call upon this angelic high vibrational frequency to come in and help clear any of the blocks. You can also meditate with clearance in mind. You can eat orange foods, you can wear orange colors, you can walk and exercise, you could go to Reiki healing or light energy healing, or you could even go and see your own doctor. And if some of you might have physical problems that are manifesting in this part of your body, such as aches and pains, or things like ulcerative colitis, or allergic reactions through the gut and the bowel, or bowel problems. So do get that attended to and utilize the energies of this angelic being or presence to activate things or motivate you or kick some sort of creativity into action as well. So with that, let's see what the 2nd card would be. The Temple Path talks to us about finding a little bit more of our inner journey, which we talked about just before as the video started, saying that Saturn might bring this about, the retrograde of Saturn. So this temple path is about heading in the direction of this beautifully illuminated temple where we converse with our higher self, with our celestial or cosmic self. And sometimes we do that through the help of celestial workers or light rays or light beings, such as these beautiful orbs of light in this card. So it's a very spiritual message about connecting with yourself to find your answers, to find what direction you're heading in. So we've started the reading for you guys on quite a spiritual epiphany, or quite a light floaty feeling, like disconnected from earth, so not grounded, as opposed to like floating in the air, which makes me think too, I was going to ask, you guys are an air sign, right? But yet you've been given the astrological figure of the water bearer. So in essence, you've got this water in your zodiac influence, but you're an air sign. So I wondered which is more appealing to you, water or air? You know, like clouds and the sky and looking up in space? Or do you like being down on earth and at the beach, or by rivers or lakes, or swimming? Or do you love baths or things like that? I'd be interested to know. So let's carry on from there, and with that feeling in mind, we're going to see from the John Holland Psychic Tarot, you pulled number 2, the waiting game, and it just says that sometimes there is a timing delay around either projects that might involve these energies here, or something that you have been waiting on. This is generally driven beyond our own capacity of making time move the way we want it to. So it's about having patience and accepting that some things have got their own timing mechanism in place. So if there's something you are waiting on, whether it be contracts, whether it be love, good health, riches, who knows, you have to wait for a while in June. Let's see what else comes up. The Temptation card. These were actually out a little bit earlier for, I think it was Aries. So this Temptation card can represent the energies of Capricorn. So there might be some Capricorn people around you who are creating some sort of feeling like this. This is traditionally the Devil card. So sometimes when this card is coming out and it's associated with someone like a person, it can mean that things could be a bit out of balance or a bit out of kilter. So this might be where we need to bring some balance in the area of our bodies in this part, or our passionate side, or our creative side, and it could be associated with this Capricorn. It can also refer to the fact that you might be feeling temptation one way or another, so tempted to do something that you're not normally, or that you are showing or are in a cycle of addictive behaviors or obsessive behaviors that could do well to be balanced out and take you into the higher energies. So instead of being down here grounded with the base energies and the physicality of life, if you applied some sort of higher energetic level or thought process to the situation or people in your life, you may find that it takes you to a better place or gives you answers that you've been seeking. There may be timing issues involved with this. Let's go to here again. Rest and rejuvenate. It's very similar cards that are coming out, yet I did do a lot of shuffling for this. So the rest and rejuvenate could be associated with the temple path, because often when we go on a small break and take some time out, we actually find ourselves, we find answers, we daydream, and when we daydream we connect to the collective conscious, to our higher self, to all those vibrational energies circulating around, and we get messages and answers. This can also refer to going away for a while with a partner, and it can be a very special time, very sacred, enjoyable and pleasurable, and it can sometimes be when a pregnancy is conceived. It can also be the card of saying literally you do need some time out, and it could be because of behaviors like this that have worn you out a little bit and led to ending up here with this card. Let's see what this has to say. Well, the Six of Swords is primarily a card of travel, movement and motion. So some of you might well be going on a trip in June, and you might be traveling on a boat or going over water. Ideally, you'll probably be going with someone, and often this is a family member that you take with you. Now, sometimes this is more metaphysical or, not so literal, in terms of it's an emotional journey that you could be moving from something that has been a bit out of kilter into something that will be smoother and more harmonious and better and more healthy. This can also mean sometimes this card will turn up for people who are contemplating immigration or moving to a different state or country. Also, you're moving away from relationships and moving into a brighter light. Nice. You have received another angelic energy coming in and another chakra card. We haven't even got to these ones over here, which are the chakras, and we're already dealing with two. So this is Gabriel, who is working with the throat. Now the throat has to do with communication primarily. So do the swords have to do with communication. So this card and these energies combined here might be about the fact that communication is required to heal something or to have it move into a more peaceful position or to take you into this new destination or journey or direction. So whatever it is for each of you, and because these are general readings, it can mean something, vastly different for you and for the next person. But if this is about communicating with people in your life at a personal relationship level, then communication will help solve this. You need to talk things through. You need to also listen, because communicating is not just talking, it is listening as well. You can call upon Gabriel to come in and help smooth over any trauma or injury or pain or misunderstandings or miscommunication. He can come in to soothe this if there are any problems in any relationship areas that you have. And again, as I say, it might be involving Capricorn people or just other people in your life. The other thing too about this is it could be, I have seen this card come up sometimes when it's in reference to leaving somewhere where you are traveling to something like a new job. So communication might be important about this potential journey forward into a new job or finding peace or resolution around a career or a career situation. So don't forget to utilize this high vibrational white light cosmic energy to help transfer all of these energies for you and get them moving and smooth again. Oh, that's my darling boy Enzo, who has temporarily, I hope temporarily, lost his sight, and he is very discombobulated at the moment and finding he can't do much. I just am keeping an eye on him, but he's wandered back out again. It's been quite stressful for all of us, as him obviously because he's the one who can't see, but for myself as well, because I love my animals so dearly and so passionately. We're working through trying to help him gain sight. Well, with that, let me take this one. Oh, nice. So just having talked very briefly with this card, the Six of Swords, which is, and because it's so blue, it also represents in many ways communication, which is what you had here with Archangel Gabriel. This one here, the Three of Pentacles, is often referring to some sort of accolade or improvement or achievement or positivity around a career or something that you do that involves money. Now, oftentimes this card is representative of receiving something like an award or a certificate. So the finishing of studies that you have done, you might be getting a diploma or finishing a university degree or finishing part of it and moving up to the next stage. This sometimes can be a collaboration of 3 people involved in a project at work. Usually it's recognition of you in particular and of the skills you have achieved and your dedication to something. Now, quite often this is career, but if it's not career, it could be something that is associated with how you manage your finances or how finances come into your life, or this area of intellect or passion such as degrees or training or learning. It generally says it's a positive time. There's a possibility of some sort of monetary increase such as a pay rise or a promotion or something along those lines. Oh, 2 came out at once. Goddess of the Moon. Oh, wow. And the door to value. Well, we were just talking about this. So some of you look as though there is going to be some sort of increase coming in monetary ways, because this literally is a door opening to value. Something is opening for you, whether it's opportunistic, whether it's ideas, whether it's money being paid to you. Now, if you own your own business, this could be money that's coming in from debtors who hadn't been paying for a long time. This could be like an increment to bolster or booster things up. So there's a possibility here that some of you have a loan approved, or debtors paying up their money, or you sell something and you also get money coming in that way. You may win something, you may get a small inheritance coming to you, and there's a possibility of a pay rise or like a promotion or something, because it's tied into this card very much. It's also got a 3 in it. I know it's actually 3 in 1, which is 4, but there is a 3, and this card is a 3 as well. And at the same time, we picked the Goddess of the Moon up, so she came in almost. So the moon may have some symbolic reference here, or timing wise it might be around a full moon or a new moon that this starts to kick into action. So the Goddess of the Moon is very much about feeling intuitive, listening to your intuitive side, connecting with the celestial powers, colours, beings, messages and thoughts that come into you, and it's about wishing upon a moon, really. This card from this deck is a little bit dissimilar to some of the other decks, in as much as it says you have this innate ability at this point in time to connect to powerful ideas, thoughts, concepts, possibilities, and to go ahead and do it, because there's a lot of energy coming to you and through the mind as well, and that's what Aquarians are well known for. Let's do this. Oh, bother. And then we get financial constraints. So maybe it's a month where you have to be a little bit careful, because maybe you've spent a bit much. Your cupboard is nearly empty. If you have a look, there is still some in there, but perhaps you have debt coming in and bills, money coming in but bills to pay. Maybe there could be some unexpected bills that turn up as well. So make sure you manage or budget in that month. We don't want to spend too much time on that. Let's go over here to one of the chakra cards, and we have home. And so we're back at the base chakra again, which is this one here, the Temptation. They're very, very similar color palette, if you can see this. So they do fundamentally talk about the base chakra energy, and that's the red colors. That's about this lower part of the body here, making sure that is in balance and open for flow of positive manifestation, as opposed to this grinchy, out of balance, negative energy, because it's kind of like aggressive, it's a little bit negative, it's obsessive, it's addictive. So drop that off and focus more on this harmony over here of shelter, safety, nurturing and warmth, especially around your home energies. So protect your home one way or another, focus on it. Some of you may be wanting to stay at home and hunker down, a little bit like the wee critter there. Others of you may be thinking of home decorating, of renovating your home, or of looking at it and thinking, my God, it needs something because it's got out of control. It's ended up like this. I feel like I've got no control in my home. So for some of you, there might be this whole need to get rid of some of this energy that's around, or declutter it, or re-amp it up with some real positive light energies, and take yourself on this meditative temple path journey so that you can find your illuminative ideas and passions to bring about successes in the monetary realm as well as your career, for those of you in a career, and then you might be able to revamp your home or give it the attention it needs one way or another. So something about your home might need some care and energy. Well, there we have number 12, the sacrifice card, which is the Hanged Man. Now, did we talk about that a little bit earlier when you got the timing? So there's two cards that are sort of representing a bit of a timing issue. And sacrifice, I guess we could utilize that as a word, meaning something usually has to be given up. You can't have your cake and eat it too, often in these circumstances. This card is also a waiting game, and it's also at the crossroads where you often reach some sort of epoch or peak of a destination, and you have to decide, do I go left or right, up or down? And sometimes it's through illumination of ideas and awakening through this journey of the temple path that you get to a crossroad and you realize something has to give. But to go forward, and to go forward in the way that you are meant to, in this more harmonized, enlightened, freer, happier path, you drop something off, which could be one of these type of energies, and then you're taking yourself in the right direction. But there could be a timing block in place about some of these decisions you're making, or about understanding why you have to give something up, or even what one you choose to give up. Lovely. And there's the action there, which is so nice, coming after the stagnant kind of like being a little bit stuck at the crossroads and holding up the waiting game, and then boom, you got this action card. This is very much like the Chariot in real terms. It's symbolically the same card, so it does talk about moving forward and activity and action. Sometimes it talks about driving and going on a road trip, and it also talks about cars and vehicles as well. But most importantly, it talks about our spiritual ascension or moving forward. So powerful when we're holding this juxtaposition of the crossroads and then the moving into the action. Something must kick you some way or another into a change of direction as June moves itself forward, because there's lots of movement that have shown through. Patience and planning. So we have another patience, talking about waiting it out. Is it something to do with your finances? Is it something to do with your career? Even though you have been given some sort of reward or accolade, and there is an improvement coming, or possibly some sort of financial reparation or increase or payout or payment, there's still talking to me about patience. So there's still something in here about timing, even though we've got action. The action may be resulting in a different sphere. It may be more of a personal growth sphere. The money and the planning may be a little slower to come than you anticipated, so you might have to work hard on it. This is where you might have to do the communicating. What was the other card we had about communication? Well, this one, and I think there was another one, but these require communication, and maybe that's part of the package for you to get the success of the grounded monetary area in your life. So this is the Seven of Pentacles. It is traditionally a good card. Let's see what else is coming. Nice, the Empress, number 3 again. We've had a few 3 energies come out. So this card represents fertility, We've got the moon there in the bottom, the new moon. We talked about moon cycles maybe representing something that goes on for you. But she's successful. She feels as though she's achieved a lot. She's the harvest time in life. She's also very voluptuous, very sexual and sensual, which might tie into this card over here. She's in a similar area, outdoors, appreciating nature and life. He's just gently sitting in a forest. These two could almost be, you know, getting together in this type of environment, and they feel very pleasured. There's a heart connection, but sometimes there's a wee bit of heart pain, possibly between the two of them sorting something out. One more from here. Oh wow, that is very powerful. Choice. She's at a crossroad. Free will, courage, willpower, and change. And this card is the Hanged Man at a crossroad. So you're being given the option of choice. And I said to you guys, if you connected with yourself high enough at the temple path and spoke to your higher self, your cosmic workers, angelic realm, whoever it is you talk to cosmically or galactically, you would find movement. There we have a horse. Here we have two horses showing you that there is action and movement and direction. Horsepower, cars, vehicles, driving, movement. Some of you are moving around in June. You are going to places, you are driving, you're doing things by boat. Cars may be very important to you in June. Some of you may be making choices about new cars even. But there's a deeper meaning, of course, behind these. They're very powerful. They're all kind of like major arcanas. So perhaps I will find the book and read for you, because this one is from the sacral chakra area of the body. It's well worth reading some of the words from the books because they're so powerful themselves. This is an encouragement for you to realize how much power you have through the choices you make. Sometimes we choose certain things because of familiarity or subconscious patterning. Sometimes we feel like life is happening to us, when in truth our life is playing out exactly how we are choosing it to. Choose to make your situation better and more positive, and instantly that higher path will begin choosing you in return. Wow! The higher path will begin choosing you in return. And you had the temple path at the very beginning. Blimey. The messages are so beautiful when you take the time to listen and really explore a little bit deeper. So I'll just read that again. Choose to make your situation better and more positive, and instantly that higher path will begin choosing you in return. Choose to let go of the patterns of behavior that hinder your well-being. Wow, where is he hiding in here? Choose to let go of the patterns that hinder your well-being. Boom, dropped off. And that will make room for your higher choices to come through. Look at the outcomes of your current choices, the energy of your relationships, your job, health, and daily routine, the way you spend your time. Which of your current choices support your highest vision for who you want to be and the life you truly came here to live? And which choices do not represent that or support you on that path, the higher path? Choose a goal that you would like to achieve. Okay. Sorry guys, I just had to stop and sort out Enzo. So I was still just continuing to read on for you. I'll go back to where I had sort of stopped. It said, look at the outcome of your current choices, the energy of your relationships, your job, health, daily routine. And that, of course, is again where the temptation card really does slot in. Which of your current choices support your highest vision for who you want to be and the life you truly came here to live, and which choices do not? It's a big bunch of cards here asking you to go really deep and search your inner highermost self and messages in the temple path, and you have the choices in the crossroads at life and a decision that you are making about something. Choose a goal that you would like to achieve. Start with a small one if you like. Plan how you will meet this goal, and every day make a choice about how you will stick to this until it comes to fruition. When we remember that we have choice, life becomes an exciting world of opportunities, simply waiting for us to pick which ones we choose to experience. Step out of your comfort zone. Try something new. You are holding the reins of your life. Choose who you want to be and how you want to live today, and ride. Ride. There's even more free will waiting, because that horse doesn't even have the reins. So a very beautifully powerful synchronistic reading for you guys at some sort of crossroad in your life, with a major decision to make about freeing yourself up from any negative choices or decisions or energies or relationships or, addictions or obsessions that you may have been involved in or be heading toward, to change the direction, connect with your higher self to find your illuminated path in life and the course that you have to take. Use your communication both with yourself and with others and your higher self, and be prepared to start this journey, this action, this choice. And yes, sometimes a sacrifice is included in moving forward. So a very beautiful, powerful reading, guys. It is the middle of the year for June. It is the summer or winter solstice, depending on wherever you are. So pull and harness these energies and really, really get into the things that are on offer and direct your life where it's meant to be going. Wow, just wow. Beautiful reading, Aquarius. I wish you all the very best for your month ahead, and thank you for tuning in, and may you be blessed with vision, with insight, with light, with new journeys, new beginnings, with everything that your heart truly desires. And remember, to get those things you must focus on them and put the energy on them and head in that direction. Much love, everyone. Namaste.